Good day, Crime Talk aficionados. This is Scott Reisch of Crime Talk, and today on the docket, first, Harvey Weinstein's attorneys made the complaining witness cry. Was that being mean or good lawyering? Second, Photos Dulos' suicide note. What does it mean to his co-defendants? Third, will there be hashtag justice for Johnny Depp? And fourth, the dumb criminal contestant of the day. Let's talk about it. Good day, Crime Talk aficionados. This is Scott Reisch from Crime Talk, and thank you for tuning in. And if you have not already done so, please hit that little subscribe button. Doesn't cost you anything, and we won't bombard you with those annoying emails. Hit that little bell if you would like to receive notifications of when we put up new content or go live. And always hit that little like button and leave us a comment. We want to know what you think about what we're talking about. First on the docket, Harvey Weinstein's attorneys have gone to work, all right? And they're going to work on the witness, the complaining witness in this particular case, an actress by the name of Misra Man. Now, she claims that Harvey Weinstein did terrible things to her, and she's the heart of the case. Now, I think I told you last week that the emails were going to be a key part of this particular case. And why did I know that? Well, let's just say, happened to go to a little convention where some of Mr. Weinstein's attorneys, and there was a lot of talk about the emails. They said, wait for the emails, okay? And here it is. We've had pieces of it, all right? But Misra Man says that Harvey Weinstein does terrible things to him. And then in the emails, they're talking about this loving relationship. And the defense attorney, not only did she make her cry to the point where she had to stop the testimony for today, the court basically ceased for the entire day because she couldn't stop sobbing. She also got the complaining witness to say that one of the comments in the email was a lie, okay? Now, it may seem rather insignificant, but when you have a witness saying that they will lie, then bam. I mean, that is good for the defense, not good for the prosecution, because if they're willing to lie about casual things of that nature, what makes them think they won't get on the stand and lie some more, okay? Now, I'm not defending Harvey Weinstein. I'm just simply trying to say, let's lay this out. Harvey Weinstein is the poster child of Me Too, all right? He sounds like an absolute pig, and that is an understatement, okay? And we've talked about it, and I get emails from people saying, how dare you say that women shouldn't go to somebody's room for a business meeting? Hey, you can do what you want. Me, I would never invite somebody up to my room for a business meeting. I would go find a room in the hotel. I would meet in the lobby. I would do something, so I would never put myself in that kind of compromising situation, all right? I was in the Marine Corps when they had the tailhook scandal, and maybe it was just the era that I grew up in, but you didn't put yourself in a situation that could possibly be misinterpreted, misconstrued in some sort of inappropriate way. You kept the door open. If you were counseling someone of the opposite sex, you had a witness, you kept the door open. So there was no allegation of anything whatsoever. And maybe that's just the world that I've always lived in, and maybe that's the world that we're living in now, but it just makes common sense. And not that people are going to do it, but it's not only for your protection, but theirs as well. And so anyway, man, I got a bunch of heat from that last week from people saying, how dare you, women can go, you can go wherever you want, okay? Guys, you can invite anyone up you want to your room, but how's that going to look? And particularly if you're married, do you think that's going to look good, inviting females up to your room? Okay, don't think so. Add a little alcohol, add a little some poor decision-making in there. Boy, it sounds like a recipe for disaster. And Exhibit A, Harvey Weinstein, okay? So these emails, all right? Now, one of Harvey Weinstein's defense attorneys, Donna Rotuno, went to work on Miss Man. And there's nothing better when you're cross-examining a witness where you get to use their own words against them. And not to be mean, but let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, this is a confrontational system. Our court systems. We don't rely on the prosecution to bring out the bad facts, okay? They're advocates. The defense are advocates. None of these questions would have to be asked if the prosecution was truly looking for justice. No, they bring out the facts that are best for their case, and the defense has to bring out the facts that are good for their case. And some people don't like that when you have to ask the questions and ask the truth. And that's one of the things that I like about being a defense attorney is you get to be the guy that asks those elephant in the room type of questions, okay? So Miss Rotuno, one of Harvey Weinstein's attorneys, had Miss Man read from a spring of 2014 email to her boyfriend at the time, who simply identified as Eddie. And in the email, she described a controlling relationship with Weinstein, calling him a father figure to her. I lived in fear of rejection. I found myself angry, Man wrote. I finally broke out of my cycle of relationships that was controlling. She continued by writing that Harvey Weinstein validated me in ways my parents never did. Harvey was my father's age, and he gave me all the validation I needed. I played into sexual dynamics simply to feel I would never be taken advantage of again. Ms. Mann was also asked to explain an email that she sent to Weinstein in 2014, asking if she could introduce him to her mother. Now, that never took place, and apparently her mother was asking for her to make this introduction, but she never did, and she never expressed any concern or expressed any kind of information regarding these allegations at hand, just simply stating that she felt that her mother knew something was wrong. Rotuno, Weinstein's attorney, also accused Mann of manipulating Weinstein and accused her of only wanting benefits of his Hollywood connections, to which Mann fired back that she did not want him to hurt her career. Now, Miss Mann was working as a hairstylist at one point, so I don't think she was necessarily getting ahead or being hurt by the career choices that she was making with Harvey Weinstein. Rotuno, the attorney, even said, "You made a choice to have sexual encounters with Harvey Weinstein when you weren't even sexually attracted to him. You liked the parties and you liked the power." Rotuno also beat her up, basically saying that when she got a new phone number, she wanted Mr. Weinstein to have that phone number to call any time. It's always good to hear your voice. When asked and pressed about details, she kept saying she was getting a little foggy. Now, 5 months after the alleged sexual encounter, which is the basis of these allegations, Mann sent Weinstein an email from Los Angeles telling him she was happy to see your smile. She acknowledged her flattery went above and beyond, but said she viewed it as a buffer to his feared anger. Rotuno cross-examined her and said, "It is a lie to say she was happy to see his smile." Mann responded back, "I was still avoiding him, so that's a lie," she said. Now, like I said, that may not seem like much, but when you have a witness state that they lie on the witness stand, okay, and the rules have changed here in Colorado, you can't even say the word lie, all right? So some jurisdictions you still can, but you can't call the witness a liar. You can't say they lied. You can't say they have a propensity to lie. So you have to say that they speak with forked tongue. They are not being completely candid. So you have to come up with new ways to call somebody a liar. But here, when a witness says, "Oh, yeah, I lied about that," huge, okay? Not sure if it's going to make a difference for Mr. Weinstein at the end of the day, but that is huge. We'll see how that plays out because, as you know, there are 7 men and 5 women on Weinstein's jury, and if they believe that these women, regardless of all the other women, they may say, "You know what, he's a pig," but there was nothing non-consensual about these cases, he could walk. So we'll see how it comes out. Now, next on the docket, Photos Dulos. Okay, we all know he's dead. Jennifer Dulos disappeared in May, hadn't been seen. Mr. Mwahinti, the friend and attorney of Photos Dulos, has been charged along with Michelle Traconis. Mwahinti still sits in custody. Traconis is out. And so here we are. And we talked about this first day we heard that there was something going on with Photos Dulos is what is he going to say if they said there was a letter, okay? For those of you who haven't seen the letter, don't worry. I'm going to read it for you right here in just a second. But the question is, and once you listen to this, how does this help Mohini or Trachonis in any way? Well, it doesn't, okay? Completely inadmissible hearsay. This letter is useless to anyone, okay? And I guarantee you the district attorney is going to say, this is a dead man who, even as he knows he was going to die by his own hand, he lacked the moral courage to simply state what he did and tell the truth. So let's read what Mr. Photos Dulos had to write. In his letter dated January 28th, 2020, all, if you are reading this, I am no more. I refuse to spend even an hour more in jail for something I had nothing to do with. Enough is enough. If it takes my head to end this, so be it. I want it to be known that Michelle Trachonis had nothing to do with Jennifer's disappearance, and neither did Kent Mohini. I asked the state to let them free of any such accusations. I also asked the state to stop harassing my friends. And he lists another gentleman's name that I'm not even going to try to pronounce, as well as a woman by the name of Anna Curry. Now, Anna Curry was the woman who is a financial advisor from North Carolina, apparently listed as a close friend, who basically agreed to co-sign for the bond and put up hundreds of thousands of dollars in the form of equal 9-month payments to secure the bail bonds person. He had to put up some $450,000, I believe, for the bond. She put up a big portion of it and was making payments on the balance. They are honorable people. Please let my children know that I love them. I would do anything to be with them, but unfortunately, we all have our limits. The state will not rest until I rot in jail. My attorney can explain what happened with the bags on Albany Avenue. Everything else is a story fabricated by the law enforcement. I want to thank all my family and friends that stood by me the difficult time. Above all, Ann Curry, I'm so sorry for letting you down and not continuing the fight. Photos. So he tries to make a couple of statements, obviously, that this is a complete sham, it's a complete railroad, and also the fact that Michelle Trachonis and Kent Mohini had nothing to do with it, and so just let them go. It doesn't work that way, ladies and gentlemen. This will never be admitted into evidence in either one of their trials. It's hearsay. It's an out-of-court statement being offered for the truth of the matter asserted. Okay? The witness cannot come and appear and be subject to cross-examination. Not coming in. So I don't know if Photos Dulos wanted to do this to help clear everybody's name, but usually I think most people are going to say if I was innocent, there'd be no way in hell that I am going to be railroaded and I'm going to stand up and I would tell my story to the world. Apparently his attorney has it. I don't know if this is a waiver allowing Norm Pattis to tell us all his attorney-client communications. Somehow I don't think it is, and I think it's all kind of a publicity stunt. And yes, he will not be charged in absentia. That's right, absentia, not abstentia, because if I said it wrong, I got corrected at least a dozen times on Friday's show. But that's okay. We appreciate it. It makes us better. Thank you very much. Next on the docket, will there be justice for Johnny Depp? Now, Johnny Depp, he's got issues, all right? Obviously, very successful actor, has had a lot of financial issues as it relates to spending. He married a fellow actor, Amber Heard. They were married shortly after they met on a movie set, and they divorced in 2015. And now there's a big hashtag justice for Johnny Depp. And the couple have each accused each other of domestic violence and legal documents after Depp filed a $50 million lawsuit saying that Heard defamed him after the Aquaman star published an op-ed in the Washington Post. We've talked about this before, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, you are free to say just about anything you want. You can say things that are, well, they're protected, right? They're protected. You can't be prosecuted for those things. That's called free speech under the First Amendment, okay? As all of you know or should know by now, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the first, 10 amendments, freedom of press, religion, speech, all those important things. Those are related to the government, okay? The government can't prohibit you from doing certain things, right? Like if you wanted to burn a flag, you could burn a flag. It's protected speech. You could say lots of nasty things about people, and the government couldn't prosecute you for that. But you can't make up lies, okay? You can't make up lies and not expect to get sued, all right? Now, yes, if people are public figures, there's a little higher threshold we have. But if you know it's false and it's knowingly and recklessly made and it's false, you can be sued, okay? And here in this particular case, Miss Heard maybe forgot, maybe didn't know that there was an audio recording. And in that audio recording, she admits to hitting Mr. Depp. She admits to throwing pots and pans at Mr. Depp. Admits to striking him. All right?
On the door and come to this house and say, hey, we're married. It's supposed to be sacred. Calm down.
I made you.
Yes, by default. If you're never the one to do it, one of us is. And I'm the one to do it every time. It means I'm the bigger person every time.
So yes, women can commit domestic violence charges against a man. Yes, you do not normally see it, but that's the way it is. And divorces can get nasty lots of times, okay? So one reason I don't do divorces, I've done one divorce in my career of 25 years, and I will never do another one again. It was the worst experience of my life. People are not about just adding up the bills, adding up the assets, and dividing it equally and going their separate ways. It was more about hurting the other person, and it is the worst experience. Divorce attorneys, I don't know how they do it. I I have a good friend. He did my divorce. And he deserves, they deserve every penny that they make, because it is the most time that someone will spend hand holding a client ever. It is the worst. It's not about, it's about therapy. It's about anger. But you know what? Go see a therapist. They're less expensive than the attorney. But this particular case with Johnny Depp, he's got a case of defamation. He's filed it, and it looks like he has some proof. And we've said this before. No one should hit another person. Everyone needs to keep their hands to themselves. I don't understand why this is such a difficult concept, okay? Just leave your hands to yourself, ladies and gentlemen. It makes life so much easier. Next on the docket, our dumb criminal contestant of the day. Our dumb criminal contestant of the day comes from New Mexico. His name is Dominic Calderon. He's 36 years old, all right? Simply minding his own business. He was arrested as he was riding his bicycle home, whereupon he approached what turned out to be an undercover police officer, all right? And she was standing on a sidewalk. Apparently, there was some banter back and forth about an exchange for a sexual encounter, which would total some $80. Mr. Calderon said, hey, why don't you just give me your number? Because frankly, I don't have any money, and I don't get paid until Friday. The police officer, not being deterred, out doing her sting operation, said, hey, what's in the bag you're carrying on your bicycle there, big boy? He said, well, it's my hamburger. I'm taking it home. I got it from work. His Chili's to go. She said, how about the burger? You can pay me later for the difference. He said, okay, whereupon he was promptly arrested for solicitation for prostitution. Mr. Calderon, that is one expensive hamburger. What the hamburger would cost? Probably $12, right? Probably, go from Chili's, $12. Now it costs $80, plus you got to get arrested, bonded out. And it's already bad enough because Mr. Calderon was a registered sex offender for doing inappropriate things years ago. But he was just simply minding his own business. Now, let me tell you a story, ladies and gentlemen. Over the years, I've had lots of cases where men have been charged with solicitation of prostitution. Now, here in Colorado, we have a street. It's called Colfax. It's the longest continuous street in America, but there are parts of it that are rather shady. And the rule of thumb is that if there is a good-looking female on the side of the road asking if someone would like to spend some time together, if she's good-looking, she's a cop, okay? Ask clients all the time. Let me guess, she was the only good-looking one out there, right? Yeah, how'd you know? Because she's a cop. Happens all the time, okay? Don't do it. Keep your hands to yourself. And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. On solicitation for prostitution, it doesn't have to have the act take place. It's simply the asking and the person accepting for the solicitation to take place. You don't actually have to engage in anything. And so, one, don't do it. Two, if she's totally good looking, she's a cop. All right. And so just let it go. All right, Mr. Calderon, I almost feel a little bit sorry for you because you're so dumb. You were good to go until you said, sure, have the burger. Come on, man. That's all we have for today. Thanks for watching. Hope I didn't get too rambling, but for some reason, there's just something that set me off about some of these cases here today. Anyway, thanks for letting me talk about it. Have a great day.